Hello there and welcome to Folk-a-Dilly Tales. Every week we will be here to tell you some crazy stories, some amazing poems accompanied by some fantastic songs. My name is John Hales and I will be your host. This week, California, Norfolk, England. Gold rush in California. During the gold rush in California in 1849, a similar event unfolded on a small beach north of Great Yarmouth, England. Local walkers, affectionately known as porkers in Norfolk, porkers are walkers who take their findings to the pawnbrokers, discovered gold coins in the sand leading to the fishing village nearby being named California. This stretch of beach already held significance, as it had been mentioned in Daniel Defoe's renowned book, The Life and Adventures of Robinson Crusoe, in 1791.
Here we got in, and though not without much difficulty, got all safe on shore and walked afterwards on foot to Yarmouth.
On page 23, Robinson Crusoe experienced his first shipwreck on those very sandy dunes. The path from this beach to Great Yarmouth is still referred to as Robinson's Walk. Today, while the pirates may be long gone, visitors can still witness people searching for treasure on this beautiful beach. Some use metal detectors, but more often than not, it is the joyful sight of children armed with buckets and spades, eagerly exploring the sand in hopes of finding their own treasures.
Buckets and spades. The sound of the sea, a soft symphony, dragging my feet. I just go walking along Mr. Robinson's beach. A breeze from the east to push me along, and the California dreamers linger on. Buckets and spades, buckets and spades. An army of pirates with buckets and spades, striking it rich in the arcades. An army of pirates with buckets and spades. A curtain of silk, clouds drifting away, and the soft yielding sands that unveil the riches we crave. The centuries lost and the treasures are gone, but the California dreamers linger on. Buckets and spades, buckets and spades, an army of pirates with buckets and spades, striking it rich in the arcades. An army of pirates with buckets and spades. The Pink Palace waits beyond the park gates, and the pirates and porkers revel in the fun like shipmates. But the gold that they long for is gone, leaving pennies in place, and the California dreamers linger on. Buckets and spades, an army of pirates with buckets and spades, striking it rich in the arcades. An army of pirates with buckets and spades.
Buckets and spades, buckets and spades, an army of pirates with buckets and spades.
Next week. the legend that is Cluedo. Folk-a-Dilly Tales is a Zingaro Blue production. It was written, produced and edited by Mario and Lesley Price. Mixed by Frank Erlenkämper. The poems, lyrics and songs are also written by Mario and Lesley Price. My name is John Hales and I've been your host. This week, the poem was read by Lesley Price. The contents of this podcast are based on the book Folk Stories, Legends and Poems by Mario and Lesley Price and are available as a book and an e-book from Amazon under the name Folk Stories, Legends and Poems. The music can be found under that same name and as volumes 1 and 2 streaming on all major platforms. Today's background music was supplied by Scott Buckley. You can find the link to these compositions in the comments below. Be sure to check out our music videos that tell some of our stories on YouTube. For more information about Zingaro Blue, visit our website at www.zingaroblue.co.uk or find additional links in the comments section. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please hit the follow button so that you can listen to the next episode of Folk-a-Dilly Tales. Thanks for listening.